CNN primetime anchor Chris Cuomo is now being accused of sexual harassment in the pages of the New York Times. And not just sexual harassment of anyone, but of his former boss. So let's put this story up on the screen, which is pretty interesting. It's titled, "Chris Cuomo Sexually Harassed Me. I Hope He'll Use His Power to Make Change." The woman in question is named Shelley Ross. I'll read you the details of her version of the episode. She says she was at a party with her husband. He sat behind her on an ottoman sipping his Diet Coke as I spoke with work friends. When Mr. Cuomo entered the Upper West Side bar, he walked toward me and greeted me with a strong bear hug while lowering one hand to firmly grab and squeeze the cheek of my buttock. "I can do this now that you're no longer my boss," he said to me with a kind of cocky arrogance. "No, you can't," I said, pushing him off me at the chest while stepping back, revealing my husband, who had seen the entire episode at close range. We quickly left. So the crux of the article, by the way, isn't for her to be like, and I'm so traumatized. It's for her to call out his hypocrisy for having pretended to care so much about sexual harassment, expressing all of this angst and chagrin about it, wearing this truth t-shirt in solidarity. Of course, we already know the details of how he was helping his brother to overcome his own issues with sexual harassment. But Saagar, we were talking about this. When I first read this, I was like, oh, this might be true. It might not be true. It might be a little bit different. But she kind of has him dead to rights here because he sent her an email after the fact. We can throw, I think we have the email we can put up on the screen. The headline is, "Now that I think of it, I am ashamed. Though my hearty greeting was a function of being glad to see you, Christian Slater got arrested for a kind of similar act, though born of an alleged negative intent, unlike my own. And as a husband, I can empathize with not liking to see my wife patted as such. So pass along my apology to your very good and noble husband. And I apologize to you as well for even putting you in such a position. Next time I will remember the lesson, no matter how happy I am to see you."
What in the, okay. There's a lot going on here. First of all, it's a bold move to grab your boss's butt cheek in front of her husband. I'm gonna assume
at like a work party.
At a work party? Yeah, there's several layers to all of this. Then to send an email apologizing for it, but also not really apologizing for it.
Apologizing first to the husband, I love that.
Yeah, it's like, sorry. And also somebody was arrested, but I didn't, do anything. But also, I'm really sorry about that. I don't know, what's the excuse? He's Italian? I mean, it's like, is there a code in the Italian, is there an Italian code that you're supposed to sexually harass your boss in front of her husband and then send her a rambling and strange email? Also, did you notice it was sent at 6:30 p.m.? I'm like, it's a little early to start drinking there. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Is that what you were reading?
I'm just saying. I see the 18:30.
I appreciated the Christian Slater.
Christian Slater,
That's someone I haven't thought about in a long time. But yeah, I mean, I kind of liked the way that she framed all of this because again, she's not like, she's saying there's a massive level of hypocrisy here.
Right.
Here's a guy who's holding himself out as some great champion, courageous champion, defender of women and advocate, for women who have been subjected to sexual harassment and sexual abuse. And this is the way you've conducted yourself. And if he's doing this at a work party this brazenly with your boss, like, she's probably not the only one.
Of course.
This is not a one-off kind of an episode.
And there have been, other past rumors and things that he's talked about. He's been caught on the phone even talking about, I think, with like Michael Cohen or whatever. But look, really what it is, and she makes this point, he was outwardly helping his brother trying to survive the Me Too scandals, advising him, helping write statements and drafts while he was working at CNN. He used his platform in order to propagandize on his brother's behalf for his brother's failed response to COVID, then made up some chicken shit excuse about, oh, I can't actually cover it, whenever he's in trouble, but I can whenever he's not in trouble. And then, it all comes to the head that it turns out that behind the scenes, he's a total and complete scumbag, or at the very least was back in 2005, whenever he exhibited some absolutely abhorrent and disgusting behavior. A lot of this is just outward, moralizing, genuflecting, whatever. But it just goes to show that, and look, this isn't the first time. In his private life, he's legitimately off his rocker. I mean, what was that whenever he did his fake emerging from the basement,
Yeah.
but then it turned out that he'd actually been outside.
Like,
and his
roaming
neighbor was
around.
like, dude, you have COVID. Like, get the hell away from me. Or whenever he went to go view a house in the Hamptons, I remember doing a whole segment about it.
The arrogance.
Yeah.
I mean, just the arrogance of this dude. In that
Yeah.
way, he and his brother are so similar.
Oh,
like, just a
100%.
total
So
arrogance.
entitled. Yes.
You really think, like, you're a very famous person. You think no one's gonna notice? You've told the world, you're broadcasting from your basement, you've made your COVID diagnosis this whole big, like, thing. And you don't think anyone's gonna notice that you're outside, walking around, riding your bike, I think is what he was doing.
Yeah, he was riding his bike.
No one's gonna notice? Like, the just level of arrogance of that, which is also manifest in this little incident that you think you can just, like, brazenly grab your boss's ass at a work party and that's going to be fine. It's not going to ever be a problem for you. I saw this type of attitude, whether it was with regards to women or anything else, so endemic within the TV cable news industry that it is not surprising at all. James, our producer, was like, at this point, he'd have to shoot someone on Fifth Avenue to get fired.
Actually, he still wouldn't. He still
That's a pretty good comment. But I'm also like, this dude is not all that special. Like, why are you going to such lengths to protect him? I mean, he does have apparently the highest ratings of CNN primetime, which is no great feat. Surely you could get some other, like, you know, pompous blowhard to sit in the slot. Lord knows there's plenty of them out there who'd be happy to take the job. So I'm not sure why they're so aggressively defending this guy. To the best of my knowledge, CNN hasn't said anything about this story. And we know that they certainly didn't punish him at all for directly advising his brother, being a political advisor repeatedly on meetings with the campaign team, the political people, and the lawyers through all of this, lying to the CNN audience about what his involvement was. They had no issue with that.
Imagine if somebody accused Tucker of this and had him dead to rights in the pages
With the
of
email.
the New York Times.
Forget it.
With an email where he acknowledged sexually harassing. Get the hell out of it. It would be front page, like absolute banner news coverage. This just, you know, floated into the ether, and they're going to ignore it like they always do every single time. You'll come up on the air, probably take some fake vacation so that everybody just kind of forgets what's going on, and then it all comes back. It's amazing to watch. It's disgusting, really, that these people continue to get away with this stuff, especially when they're moralizing something different to you every day. But unfortunately, CNN viewers won't care because they're not going to hear about it. So there you go.
There you go. All right, we'll have more for you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching.
That's right. Just as a reminder, you can become a premium subscriber today. Watch the full show completely uncut, our reactions to each other's monologues. You get to listen to it. You get to ask us questions, all that good stuff. Link is right there in the description or at breakingpoints.com.
Best of all, great way to say screw you to the mainstream media.